Hey folks, Sidney Phelps here with Bonnie Plants, and today we're talking about growing herbs indoors. Now, indoor gardening and houseplants has become a huge trend over the past couple of years, and when people think about growing indoors, traditionally they're thinking about houseplants. So I've got some of my favorites here that a lot of people use. We've got a ZZ plant, snake plant, a harbor palm, and even succulents. Succulents are huge right now, even if you're going from a larger scale or even these little tiny 2-inch guys. They're great things to have in your house. They're good talking pieces, and you can get cool containers where you can see right here the water moves in and out. Now, don't think just because you're growing indoors you have to have houseplants. That's probably one of the biggest things that isn't true. So a huge misconception. You can actually do a lot with herbs inside, and we've pulled some great herbs here that work well indoors. We're looking at sage, lavender, parsley, thymes, and that can be German, lemon, English thyme, whatever you want to do with that. Mints do great indoors. Basil does great indoors, as well as rosemary. And you can do that in an array of different containers. You want to make sure that you're getting good light. That's the biggest thing that you have to talk about when you're going inside, and we can speak to that here in just a minute of other ways that work around that. So looking at this, same style containers, they're not very large. You're looking at 6 to 8-inch containers. I really love this trio. This is one of the products that we sell online, and you can see the water there. You want to keep this reservoir all the way up to the rim, but it's a self-watering container. The plants actually use this terracotta disc down here. That's where the moisture wicks, and it goes up to the roots, so the plants pull just what they need as they go through, and they're not fighting for anything. So to show you how easy this is with a Bonnie plant, it's just the neatest thing in the world. So you take your plant, you put your thumb at the bottom of the base to break up the root system, and just tug on the top. Your plant will come out, and that's it. You stick it in there. The biggest thing you want to make sure is that you're contacting the roots to the bottom of this. So we're just going to push down. You're not hurting the plant. You're just going to tuck that in. You'll have a little bit of soil that comes off the top, but pretty much there you go. You can drizzle a little bit of water on top. You don't want to fertilize. So if you're using liquid fertilizer or anything like that, you don't want to pour it into the reservoir. You do want to keep the reservoir full as the plants use up the water, but you do not want to put fertilizer there. So apply any kind of fertilizers, slow release, water soluble, to the top of the plant so it goes directly in there, because it does not wick up as best as you would think with the water situation here. So this is ready to go, perfectly planted. One thing that you've got to take into consideration when you are growing indoors is light. Light is key for the plants. Now, this is not going to grow as fast as it would outside in a garden, so don't expect rapid growth. You're really going to slow the plants down. They're more to sustain them. So if you're using lemon balms or English thymes for teas, this is where you just take the trimmings, add it fresh, and go to town. With the lighting, get a couple of different things. This is a really cool tool that I like because you have 3 different things, so I can move it around. I can enhance the light, get closer, farther away, for the benefit of the plant as needed. Red and blue, that's pretty much just a growing medium spectrum that go across. And basically you can set this up on timer, so it's getting at least 4 hours, 6 hours, depending on whatever you need to supplement with. If you don't want to use a tabletop light like that, you can get an overhead panel like this that is perfectly designed for indoor gardening. So you can hang this above the product, have it away there so that it can be set up on a timer. You don't want to give it too much light. If you want to find more information about this, you can go to bonnieplants.com or check out the app Homegrown with Bonnie Plants.
Sidney would be happy to answer your gardening questions. Just send him an email at asksidney@simplysouthern.tv.net.
And you can find Bonnie Plants at your local Alabama Farmers Cooperative stores. Find a location near you at alafarm.com.
The latest farm and agriculture news is on the Alabama Farmers Federation's website. That's at alphafarmers.org.
Well, Mary, a fellow once said, "Our time's up, so thanks for yours." And that pretty well describes where we are in this show. Next week on Simply Southern, we'll meet a lady who embodies the spirit of making treasures from other people's trash.
And we'll visit one of the most beautiful places in Alabama, Bellingrath Gardens in Mobile. I'm Mary Wilson.
And I'm Jim Allen. We'll see you next week.
Simply Southern is a production of the Alabama Farmers Cooperative and the Alabama Farmers Federation.